Hi, everyone. So thank you for having me here. And I'm very happy to share with you some Chinese internet expressions here with you. Just now, Professor Yang, Mr. Yang said, I will be speaking about modern Chinese language. And we know that internet expression is a part of Chinese internet expression, Chinese modern language. And we know that learning the informal part of a language can be a lot of fun and cement the friendship between you and the native speakers. So first, I'd like to give you an appetizer, a video about Kobe Bryant learning Chinese slangs.
Hey, what's up, Kobe? What's going on, man? Good to see you. Hey, everyone. Kobe's been studying everything that you guys have been teaching him, and he's here today prepared to take and hopefully pass my test on Chinese internet slang. All right, I heard you've been doing the work, studying your words. You ready to do this? Yeah. Yes. What do you call a really good song? A God song. Bang! It's like a layup. Boom, easy. What do you tell someone who's asking for trouble? No Zul, no guy. Why you so? Oh! Okay, not only the last question, but the hardest one. What do you say to someone who is all talk and no walk? Care, you up. No care, no be.
Kobe Bryant, okay, was a great language learner, right? Okay, so in this lecture, we will also be digging a little into Chinese internet expressions. Or, I use the phrasing internet expressions because that includes buzzwords and slangs. A slang is usually a word or a phrase that is fashionable at a particular time or in a particular context. So we will discuss the origin and meaning of some Chinese internet slangs and try to give a profile of Chinese youth through via the analysis of these internet words. And first, let's look at the features of slangs. It's constantly changing because every day we are creating new words, and at the same time we abandon new words, stop using them. And slang expressions or slang words reflect the richness of our language and the society, because with the rise of social media, social network buzzwords can always tell our cultural moments. So every internet expression has its own history and stories to tell and reasons for popularity. And then slangs are deeply intertwined with youth culture. Because, when speaking of youth, we will think of the millennial and the Generation Z or Gen Z. And these two younger generations, they are very at ease with new technologies and the digital culture. So they are netizens, they are born netizens. And they are often at the forefront of creating and adopting new cultural trends, including language. So as young people explore new ideas and expressions, they create new words and phrases all the time. And the fourth point is that slangs or buzzwords reinforce cultural identities. Because, young people establish and reinforce their identities within their peer groups. And by using the same language, they are showing that they belong to the same group and share certain common values or experiences. So just now I mentioned that the concept of younger generation, the younger generation in in the general sense, when we speak of Chinese youth, we refer to the millennial in China and Generation Z in China. It's a little hard to define, to define the specific ages of them, but usually we call the millennial. Usually we call them post 1980s, 80后, and for Generation Z, they are called 90后 or the post 1990s. And these generations, they grew up in a rapidly changing society, and so that is reflected in their use of language, and they are not limited by the traditional use of. They are limited by traditional use of grammar rules and vocabulary, and they often combine words from different languages and dialects. Okay, for the first one, they are, when I speak that they are not limited by traditional grammar rules and vocabulary, let me show you some examples. For example, 又 A 又 sa. A is an English letter, and the other three are Chinese characters. So we combine A and the Chinese characters to give them a denotation. And also Chinese young people combine words from different languages. For example, we often hear Chinese young people say, 我今天 emo 了. Okay, so emo, E-M-O, the pronunciation for in modern Chinese is just emo. 我 emo 了 means I got emotional today. 我今天 emo 了. So this is borrowed from English, right? And also by using slangs, Chinese youth are showing a great sense of humor. For example, I don't know whether you know this word, this expression, 铲屎官. We will come to that later, okay? But I'm not sure. I just want to make sure whether you know that or not. If anybody knows that expression, you can type it in the chat box. Okay, so how about every individual word? 铲屎官, 铲. So 铲 means to shovel. Okay, so this is to shovel or to clean, or to cleanse the officer, to clean the poop of small animals like cats and dogs. So actually, this is a humorous way for young people to describe themselves as pet keepers. Pet keeper 就是铲屎官, because the pet keepers have to clean the poops of their pet animals. Okay, so in that way they show sense of humor. And today I'd like to just as I mentioned, I'd like to give you a profile of Chinese youth. That is to say, I'd like to give you a description of the mentality of Chinese youth, the lifestyles and the mentality of Chinese youth. And here I have created a list. This is a title, and I put some internet expressions for today's lecture into 3 categories. The first category is about courage and entrepreneurship. Yeah, because the global economy is going downslope a little, and China has also met some difficulties. But generally speaking, our young people have uplifting spirit. So we have several words and expressions for their mentality and the lifestyles, like 蛮拼的. The first one is 蛮拼的. The second one is 优雅 and then 孤勇者 and then 破防 and 斜杠青年 maybe it's too much for you, so don't worry, I'll come to that one by one. And then the second category is about China's gender culture. To be more specific, is about the diversity and inclusivity about Chinese gender culture. Yeah, so actually both males and females are moving towards the center. Okay, they are moving towards each other a little bit. Maybe boys are getting a little feminine, maybe we can say that, and girls are becoming more, trying to have more power. So to reflect this gender culture, we have some Chinese words, expressions. For boys, we have expressions like 暖男, warm boys, and 小哥哥. That's an affectionate way to address some handsome and young boys. And for girls, we have different standards of beauty. Okay, so we have traditional standards like 可可爱爱的, and we have new standard like 又 A 又飒, which indicates a rise of feminism in China, and 又 A 又飒 and 可盐可甜. And then for the third category, we have warmth and affection for Chinese cat culture. I don't know, I only know that in Japan, Japanese people also have cat culture, but I'm not sure whether other countries do the same. Yeah, if you happen to know that, just let me know, okay, and share with me your information. I would appreciate it very much. So, but in nowadays China, you know, there is a cat culture popular among young people. So we have a lot of expressions to express this warmth and affection of Chinese young people, demonstrated in cat culture, like 吸猫, cat sniffing, and 撸猫, cat stroking, and 云吸猫, cyber cat sniffing. You know, and you know, we have interesting ways to call our cats. Okay, for example, we can call them 喵星人 or 猫主子. And we have interesting ways also to call ourselves. Like if I am a cat keeper, I would call myself 我会这样说我自己，我会说我自己是一个猫奴，一个 a slave to my cat. And also 我也可能幽默的形容我自己是一个铲屎官. And maybe I will also humorously describe myself as a 铲屎官. Poop cleansing officer. Okay, that's a typical Chinese way to say that. Okay, so through all of these words and expressions, I try to make a profile of Chinese youth. It's not complete, but I hope that it will be helpful, okay, for you to understand the Chinese youth. Sometimes it's not only between Chinese youth and foreign youth, it's also between Chinese different generations. You know, it's between the understanding between older generation and the younger generation. For example, if I ask a guy from the older generation, what's the meaning of YOLO? Maybe, for example, my parents, they would say, no, I don't know. But if I ask my son, what's the meaning of YOLO? Of course he knows. YOLO means you only live once. Okay, so that shows that if we can understand the language of this generation, we can understand them. We can have a better understanding of their personalities and lifestyles. First, so speaking of young people around me, around myself, I would say that 如果说到我自己身边的年轻人，我可能会说，我看到的年轻人都是蛮拼的。So here is the first expression I want to share with you. That is 蛮拼的. Man, the first word, the first character, man. Sorry, it should be the second tone. Okay, the second tone, man, and 拼的. The last the is without tone. So 蛮拼的. Man is an adverb, and 拼 means hardworking. Man is an adverb, means pretty or quite. So 蛮拼的 is pretty hardworking, or is quite hardworking. Give it your all. We can I don't know, sometimes, I really think that 现在的年轻人蛮拼的, because all of these days I can see the young people working, around me. They are really working hard. Okay, so a little later I'll show you more examples of our Chinese young, 蛮拼的 Chinese young guys. Okay, first, and then let's move to another word, 优雅. 优雅. The original meaning, I'm sure a lot of you know the original meaning of 优雅. It means elegant, gentle, and and beautiful, right? Okay, but now under internet context, it has gained some new meaning. Now it means having a strong inner heart or excellent skills that help you remain calm and stable in any situation. So it's like Hemingway saying, courage is grace under pressure. So we Chinese, if we show courage under pressure, people may praise you by saying 优雅. Okay, and sometimes 优雅 is used in the third context. That is, we say it. That is what's happening when we say it in an ironical way. Okay, I'll show you some examples.
手动挡不锈钢是什么体验？您有手动挡不锈钢是什么体验？您在1楼，腿在顶楼，手动挂档大步流星。
Okay, as you can see that the girl in this video, she's very, very physically challenged, yet she remains graceful and smiling all the way. So yeah, here I have a screenshot here. Everybody is typing in the barrage, 优雅,优雅,实在是太优雅了.优雅, 优雅. Okay, so everybody is saying 优雅 to appreciate her courage. Okay. Now let's come to the third context in which we will use 优雅 to describe a person. This is quite funny. Okay, so I'll show you the video first. I'm not sure whether you have seen him on the YouTube or not. Okay, he's an uploader in China, and his name in Chinese is called 手工梗, and he got some public, he got some reports from the British Guardian or the Washington Post. So I'll show you the video.
就是一个可以一边弹钢琴一边烤串，还能一边移动的钢琴烤串。建议我做一个钢琴式的烤肉支架，我觉得这个想法不错，准备给它升级一下，做成一个可以一边弹钢琴一边烤串，还能一边移动的钢琴烤串车。
Okay, so he's saying that he is going to make a strange device, okay, which can enable you to play the piano and also have barbecue at the same time. Okay. Here he begins his work. Okay.
有个朋友跟我评论啊，建议我做一个钢琴式的烤肉支架。
So actually, here it said, someone says maybe you can see here. some comment says in the barrage that 优雅永不过时. So you are always elegant. Okay, so we use this expression in a funny context like this one. Okay, so like here. Okay, we have this meme in our daily communication. When we try to say something in irony, we will use this meme. 很优雅. Okay, yeah. So it's just. Now, next one, let me show you another Chinese expression that is 斜杠, and then I'm sure you know these two words, two characters, 青年. So 斜杠 is a slash, okay, and 斜杠青年 is like what is presented in this picture. So I'm sure you know the meaning of 斜杠青年 now. Okay, 斜杠 is a slash, and 斜杠青年 is a slashing. So a 斜杠青年 has different professions at the same time with different income sources. So this is becoming trendy in modern China, and so for example, so it makes our young people more open-minded and more eager for innovation and freedom, and more open to pursuing self-realization. So for Chinese people, a 斜杠青年 is usually well-educated, well-traveled, and at ease with digital technologies. With multiple talents, the slash generation, okay, we call them the slash generation, they may live many lives at the same time. So if you are a 斜杠青年, it's not likely that you are going to get stuck with one job, or your job will be replaced by AI or automation. Yeah, because for example, he is a blogger slash musician. 如果我们来看这一个句子，他是一个博主，she is an uploader, and also she is a musician. 她也是一个音乐人，所以我们怎么how do we express the meaning of？ 我们可以说他是一个博主斜杠音乐人，也可以说用一个比较规范的汉语，我们可以说他是一个博主兼音乐人。So slash 斜杠 or 兼they have the same meaning. Okay. So now next word is the first word is 孤 the second character is 一翁勇 the third one 者 孤勇者 勇者 means the brave, and 孤 means lonely. So altogether we can translate it into the lonely brave. So it seems to be an adult song, right? But actually in 2022, it was very, very popular among Chinese kids. Yes, Chinese small kids. Okay. On the short video app Douyin, there are a lot of videos about adults singing one verse of the song 孤勇者, followed by pupils and kindergarten students singing the remainder of the song. And this kind of videos will gain many, many millions of likes. So actually, the lyricist for 孤勇者, for the theme song of the game 孤勇者, her name is Tang Tian, and actually she is the lonely brave to fight cancer. Here is a short screen I got about Tang Tian, the lonely brave Tang Tian. Yeah, she herself is a lonely brave, because she had 10 years of fighting cancer. And yeah, so I would like to share with you the song of this song. Okay.
人只有不完美，值得歌颂。谁说污泥满身的不算英雄？爱你孤身走暗巷，爱你不跪的模样，爱你对峙过绝望不肯哭一场，爱你破烂的衣裳却敢堵命运的枪，爱你和我那么像，缺口都一样。去吗？配吗？这褴褛的披风，战吗？战啊！你最卑微的梦，是那黑夜中的午夜与怒吼。 谁说站在光里的才算英雄？他们说借了你的光，就像擦掉了乌龙。他们说顺在街儿上，代价是低头。那就让我不可乘风，你一样骄傲着那种无用。谁说对平凡的算英雄？
So the lyric has really struck the chord among young people in China. You know, this is my favorite sentence personally. You know, the ordinary player is also a hero. Yeah, if we translate that into English, it is you know, who says that the ordinary people are not heroes. Okay, so you know, maybe the kids don't know what's the meaning of this song, but it got really popular among kids. Maybe it's just because of the uplifting melody. Anyway, we can use 孤勇者 to describe a kind of uplifting spirit, like we have said. You know, this girl, Tang Tian, this girl is a 孤勇者 because she never bowed down to her adversities and difficulties. Okay, so here are some translation from the lyrics. Okay, I love your lonely figure walking down the dark alley. I love how you confronted despair face to face, never giving in to tears. And who said ordinary players cannot be called heroes? This is about the Chinese spirit, I think. Okay, next word is 破防. It means deeply moved. Actually, it's also from you know, electronic game. It means 破 means break, and 防 means defense. So the literal meaning of it is break through the defense. So when you are 破防的，当我们说你破防了，那表示 you are deeply moved or touched, or you suddenly got emotional. Okay, now let's be quicker. Okay, and let's move to the gender culture of our new generation. And here, my subtitle is New Configurations of Manhood. Yes, so traditionally, we in Chinese culture, a good man is a person who is a good husband, a good father, and a good son. And likely today we have 暖男, warm boy. Okay, 暖 warm boy is a boy who is considerate and warm, nice. Okay, and then 小哥哥. I'm sure you know, 哥哥 means brother. 哥哥, when we say 哥哥, it means brother. But if we change the tone a little and say 小, and add 小 to it, then we have 小哥哥, and then it becomes an affectionate term to address one's male idols. We use it to refer to some handsome young guys like this. Okay, when I type in 小哥哥 in the Microsoft Bing, okay, you know, I got this result. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you will have different opinions about this standard of beauty, but this is what's happening. Okay, thank you. Yeah, and now in Chinese we have the expression. Now we have Chinese expression. 暖男型哥哥. Okay, so 暖男型哥哥, it indicates a different masculinity and more cultural inclusivity, because you know, boys can be handsome and warm-hearted and nice and tender and considerate, and girls can be dominant and yeah. Now let's move to some descriptions about girls. Okay, and here my subtitle is moving toward the gender equality because girls can be 又 A 又 sa. I'm sure that you know the structure 又 it means both and, right? And 又 A 又 sa means both A and sa. A stands for alpha. ALPHA. Okay, A stands for alpha, so it stands for being sophisticated, refined, and high class. And sa is a sound, meaning cool. Okay, so altogether, 又 A 又 sa means a woman whose image can be sophisticated and cool, super cool. And now girls are fascinated with this kind of image of 又 A 又 sa. Okay. And then that's another expression, 可盐可甜，可是可以，盐是 salt or salty, and 甜 means sweet. So 可盐可甜, literally it means something can be salty and something can be sweet. So the extended meaning of it is that a girl can be both innocent and sweet and sophisticated and dominant, like this, like what is shown in this picture. Okay, the same girl in two different styles. That is 甜 and this is 盐. Okay, 可盐可甜. Okay. Okay, so I'll be a little quicker. Okay, and the third part is about Chinese cat culture. You know, Chinese young people are fond of keeping pets in recent years, perhaps because they need affection and friendship, and because they are some of them are lonely, far away from home, working in big cities. So there are a lot of cat memes and stickers in our WeChat. 在我们的微信上有大量的这个猫咪表情包啊。And in our streets we have cat cafes, and on the internet we have a lot of cat videos, and even more we have a new movie named 喵星人. 喵星人 is a nickname for cats because the sound of a cat is M-E-O-W, meow. Okay, so 喵星人 is the surface meaning is that a person who comes from the meow star. Okay, so it's a humorous way to say to refer to a cat. And here I have a screenshot from ChinaDaily.com. It says feline fascinates younger generation. Okay, because more and more young people are fascinated with cat keeping. And now we have several characters related to cats. The first one is 吸猫, cat sniffing. How can you sniff, or how can you sniff a cat? It can be understood as inhale the smell of a cat, or just to kiss the cat. So it's becoming a very popular word among Chinese young people. Just to kiss the cat. And lu is the action of stroking. Okay, so to stroke the cats is to 撸猫. And where can you do that? Where can you 吸猫 and 撸猫? Of course, you can do it at your home, but also you can do at cat cafes, cat 猫, and 咖啡店 cafe. In Chinese, it can be expressed using one character, that is 咖. So altogether, 猫咖 is a cat cafe. Okay, so I will translate this page for you. Okay, you know, in recent years, stroking the cats has become a new trend. So a lot of people are becoming poop cleansing officers. So almost everyone has a cat, and at the same time we have a lot of cat cafes satisfying the need for young people without cats but want to keep them, but cannot afford to keep them. So just imagine what a pleasure it is to have coffee while stroking the cats. Okay, so I know that in Japan there are also a lot of cat cafes, and now it also happens to China. So what if you don't have enough time and money to do that? Because even going to the cat cafe can be a little expensive. If that, you can do 云吸猫, 云养猫, and 云撸猫. So actually, 云means cyber or on the internet. So you can do everything or do all of the previous things on the internet. Okay, that is to raise virtual cats on the internet. Okay, so it's interesting for us to notice how we address our cats and ourselves if we are a pet keeper. Okay, yeah, this is a movie. Okay, 这是一个电影哈，就是最近刚刚放映的电影，就叫《喵星人》。So here, you know, the cat is described as the master. Okay, 因为我们 because in Chinese we call 在汉语里头我们把我们的猫叫做猫主子。You know, we call our cat our boss. Okay, so we can translate 猫主子 into cat boss or cat master, and we are just too happy to be their slaves. Okay, like what is shown in this picture. Okay, so here is someone, is people often say, you know, maybe a Chinese young guy would say, I can skip my breakfast and I can skip my lunch, but my cats must eat well. And earning bread for the cat boss, you know, our cat slaves use various humorous jokes to mock their own daily life of raising cats. And like what I have said, they call themselves poop scooping officer, 铲屎官. Okay. So 铲屎官, the real meaning for 铲屎官 is a cat person or a dog person, but more often it refers to a cat person. Okay, so what does cat culture say about Chinese youth? First, they have the desire for companionship and emotional support. And second, they have a desire for individuality and self-expression, because cat can provide a lot of inspiration for artwork. And thirdly, it shows that Chinese young people are more and more concerned with animal rights. Okay, so we have a growing sense of animal rights and animal issues. So to conclude, okay, time is flying, so I have to rush to the conclusion. Okay, to conclude, okay, we have learned some words to describe Chinese young people about their courage and diligence. We have 蛮拼的, remember? 蛮拼的 means working hard. Okay, and 优雅, basically it means elegant, and also it means showing grace under pressure. And also you can use it in a funny and or ironical way. And then 孤勇者, this is kind of, this sounds lonely because 孤 means lonely, but 孤勇者 means a hero who is fight lonely against something. This something can be a terrible disease, maybe a difficult situation or something like that. But anyway, trying to be brave is the spirit of Chinese youth. And also for Chinese young people's entrepreneurship, we have the expressions like 斜杠族 and 斜杠青年, slash youth or slash generation. Okay. And then we talked about the diversity and inclusivity of Chinese new gender culture. We know that males can be a little tender, like they can be slim and handsome, and like 小哥哥, and the women can be super cool, okay, and dominant, like 一个女人可以是又 A 又飒的，而男孩子呢可以是一个很温柔的小哥哥，所以这个都表现了中国的新的性别文化当中的一个包容性。It shows the inclusivity of our new gender culture. And last, you know, since young people are feeling a little lonely, so they become more and more fascinated with cat culture, and they have shown warmth and affection for their cats. So we have a lot of words, expressions related with cats, like 吸猫、撸猫、猫主子、铲屎官, etc. Okay, so if you are interested, okay, you can let me know, okay, and I will give you further information if I can. Okay, and here is my references, and thank you very much for your time and attention. Yes, okay.